yards that we're talking about. So,
I think we've won before it even goes any further.
See, Arthur. See, they want to be everything. These Edomites, man. The dragon, which you are a dragon, that's for sure. You Edomites, you Rothschilds, leads, you're dragons. But King Arthur was a black man, yo. And the Knights of the Round Table, those were Jakes, Israelites, man. And Pendragon means like British or Welsh prince that claims supreme power. But you're not the princes, man. You're not the King Arthurs. You're not the King Davids. You're not the Anglo-Saxons, angelic sons of Isaac. You're nothing but heathens, and you're the most vile heathens. The Edomites, man. You want to be the supreme ruler. You want to be the prince. You're not Yasha Allah. You're not Israel, which he is a prince of power. Who are the real princes of power? The black South Native Americans that you enslaved. And you know this, man. They are the true children of Israel. They are the true 12 tribes of Israel. The secret that's been hidden from you devils, you kept it hidden from us, but through the spirit and mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, we're finding out who we are in these last days. And you're going down. You ain't the supreme rulers, man. You wish you are. And you know about the house of David being raised up. You know about that. You Rothschilds leads, you know. You Rothschilds know. You're going down, man. You're going down, literally through the ground. You're going to serve captivity for 1,000 years, man. I'm going to give you double.
Not counting chickens.
Oh, yes. I'm not counting chickens, but I think I didn't think about
chickens
it.
Are coming home to roost.
Not only that, if they get enough response from academia as well, they won't. They may still build there, but they'll leave a gap.
The original kings of Europe, shit, even the black woman, man. The original queens of Europe were black. Sophia, Victoria, King Edward, Richard the Lionheart, King James, the King of Scots, William Wallace, King David and his mighty men. Those were our people that ruled Europe. That's why they call it the Dark Ages, the medieval empire, the Byzantine Empire, which means backwards, man. Istanbul, Turkey. Constantine, the Holy Roman Empire. That was our people, man. Our people ruled Spain. The first slaves came from Portugal and Spain. That's facts, man. We ruled Europe, man. And we chased you devils up the caves, man. We had you in slavery. We were selling you off auction blocks. That's why you did what you did to us, man. Because you knew that you had the records and you knew the history. The Borgia family, man. Going on to reincarnate today. The Rothschilds. Evelyn Rothschild. David Rothschild. Cesare Borgia and the reincarnation. They know the house of David's getting raised up. And ain't nothing you could do. Ain't nothing you could fucking do about it, too. Goddamn wizards. Play this clip.
Blessed Samhain to you. Today we're going to talk about Samhain rituals and some things that I incorporate on my Samhain rituals. Of course, the night of Samhain is a nice night for spirit communication and to honor the dead, and I'll be having a
spirit communication, honor the dead, man. Halloween.
At my shop later tonight. But for today, I wanted to show you what I do for Samhain. Definitely get out to the cemetery if there's loved ones buried somewhere. Spend some time. You can sit, meditate, leave them an offering, and spend some time with those that have passed. This is one of my favorite cemeteries that I come to quite often, and I'm out here every October, and I leave offerings every time I come. Being that Samhain is in the air and the leaves are changed and the cool nights are here, it's a nice time to reflect on the past and steer into the present. So Samhain is also a good time for divination, see what the future holds.
That's against the scriptures.
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I want to show you what I do in this particular cemetery. As I put my staff down, I'm going to talk about honoring the dead and leaving offerings for those. I'll be right back. One of the main things I like to do when I come to the cemetery is spend some time with my loved ones, and you can do something very, very simple. If you have access to go to the cemetery at nightfall, you could simply light a candle and approach the headstone of the loved one you wish to speak to. And I often will approach the stone, and I will think about the loved one that has passed, and I'll ask them to come to me in a meditation, or if they have anything they want to share, or I may just remember and recall a very good story when I was with them. I might put the candle down on the ground and sit for a little while. Another thing I like to do is a season of apples. And a good thing to do is if you're going to the cemetery to see Aunt Blanche or Uncle Eddie, it's a good idea to leave an offering. The apple has a lot of folklore and its association with Samhain. It is the food of immortality, and it nourishes.
Yeah, they always say in churches, "Hey, Eve ate out the apple. Eat out the apple." It doesn't say that in the Bible, man. Yeah, the tree of good and evil. It doesn't say nothing about no apple. Showing you that goes back to Samhain, man. That's wicked as hell. You stupid people in the churches, our people. She ate out the apple. That's not in the scriptures. That's not in the Bible.
Souls. So you can leave an offering on an apple for your loved one. Put it right on the headstone if you want, or on the ground. It's a token to say that you came and paid your respect to them.
Hey, Cain did that too. That's these devils, man. So the sacrificing was an animal, blood. It was fruits, man. You see?
And perhaps it will give them some encouragement as well. Of course, the wild animals will also enjoy eating it too. But just get out, have a picnic, bring the family to the cemetery. Don't be afraid of the dead. It's the time of year to make contact with them. It's the time of the year to pay respect to them. We can learn a lot from those that have passed. I'd like to change gears for just a minute. Speaking of apples, I wanted to give you a little bit of apple lore. These are fun spells that anyone can do.
Fun
if
spells.
If you have access to an apple and you find yourself alone on Samhain night, peel your apple and try to get as long of a peel as you can get without breaking it. I never seem to be able to do the entire apple, but we're doing okay today. And that's all I've got. What you can do with the peel is you can think of something that you need clarification on, something you should focus on, or ask a specific question. When you've formed that question, you're going to take the peel and throw it over your shoulder. When you gaze at the peel, you want to see, what does it look like? Is it a letter? Is it a number? Is it the shape of something? And you need to interpret that as your answer. What I have a leader, I have a curve, and then I have a lot here that's kind of just straight and narrow. So it is telling me the answer to my question would be yes, but the bend is telling me it's going to take a turn. So in other words, you may be heading on one particular path, and you may be diverted to go to another one. It's a slight change, but I view that as a favorable omen. Another thing you can do on Halloween, Samhain, which is always fun, and my parents do this, you take an apple, you cut it in half. You put in your regrets, your sickness, your feeling of emptiness, whatever's been plaguing you for the last year. And when you feel that, you put it into the apple, you put the apple back as if becoming whole. And you bury this into the earth. And as you bury that into the earth, with the upcoming winter months, it's going to decay. And slowly this issue will be rid of you. Another fun thing to do
They have their feast
on
too,
Samhain
man.
night is at the stroke of midnight.
Even the spring equinox, they have a feast. You know, you just had the autumn equinox, which they had the feast called the Maybon Magic. They have a fruit and they have a feast. They have their own Sabbaths and their feasts on the left-hand side.
Eat an apple. And the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, if you eat an apple midnight on Samhain, it is to ensure good health for the new year. And of course, you all know if you cut an apple on the side, you will get the lovely pentagram. Beautiful. Of course, you can also bob for apples. You know, if you get one in the mouth on the first try, it's a sign of good luck.
Yeah, well, the history goes back to that. Like we said, used to boil the water for 4 or 5 hours. You know, take 12 prisoners and have them, if they can take it one swipe, one bite, the apple out the pot, they'll get their freedom. And it was so damn hot, 212 degrees Fahrenheit will burn their eyeballs, burn their face, burn their neck, make them deaf. That's what that goes back to, man.
That you're laughing at death in the face and you'll have a prosperous new year. And of course, caramel and candy-coated apples are just really fun. Of course, apple pie's not too shabby either. Well, anyways, these are some fun things that you can do with apples. Use them for divination. Take an apple, visit a loved one, light a candle, spend some time honoring the memory of those that went before. And this is the Celtic Cricket reminding you to have a very blessed Samhain, and I hope you have a wonderful Celtic New Year.
You see that? We're going to bring the scriptures out. How a King Saul went to a witch at Endor to summon up Samuel's spirit. It's 1 Samuel 28 and 6. And when Saul inquired of the Lord, the Lord answered him not, and neither by his dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets, because the prophets used to speak, the priests used to speak by the Urim and the Thummim. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua used to contact him, what you call today a crystal ball. Then said Saul unto his servant, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, like this devil over here, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath familiar spirit in Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring him up, whom I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul have done, how he have cut off those that have familiar spirits, and the wizards, and of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? Because that's what he did when he was in his right mind. That's what David did. That's what our ancestors did. They would kill witches and warlocks, man. That's what he's supposed to do. So she got scared. Like, you're going to kill me? You're going to kill me? Because the Most High wasn't dealing with Saul. So he went to the left-hand side and disguised himself to go to the witch to summon up the spirit of Samuel. And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, and on top of that, he swore, this is Saul. That's why I said the house of David waxed worse and worse. And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. So the Lord, he swore unto the Lord not to touch that witch, but she was supposed to get put to death. We read that in Exodus. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring upon thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel, summon up the spirit of Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. Doesn't he have a mantle here? You see that? But Samuel had a mantle in the heavens, man. Showing you all that Superman cape, that goes back to us on the right-hand side. And she says he saw gods. Doesn't the scripture say, ye are gods on earth? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stood with his face to the ground and bowed himself. See, these devils, man, these devils know about our power, how serious our power is, man. That's why they want to be us so bad. But our people want to be wicked. And Samuel said unto Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me. Because Samuel's in his sleep. When you resting in peace, you don't want to be awakened from your sleep. It's like even here in this physical realm. When you're sleeping and somebody wakes you up, you get mad. And Samuel was sleeping, he was resting. And he was pissed when they summoned him up, especially a witch summoned him up. For the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me, and answered me no more. So God departed from him, but he's going to go to Samuel. This was what Samuel does. And then God is departed from me, and answered me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Then said Samuel, wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing the Lord is departed from thee, and is become thy enemy? He's like, what can I do? If you the Lord's enemy, what the hell can I do? And the Lord hath done to him as he spake by me, for the Lord hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand, and give it to thy neighbor, even to David, because thou obeyest not the voice of the Lord, nor executest his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore hath the Lord hath done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. And the Lord also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. And you see that? He said, tomorrow you're going to be in the spirit with me. You're going to die tomorrow, he told him. Then Saul fell straightway along the earth and was so afraid because of the words of Samuel, and there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all the day nor all the night. So he was scared to death, man. Samuel told him, yo, you're going to be in the spirit world with me, man. Tomorrow, you're going to die. The kingdom was rent off you and is given to David. And tomorrow, you're going to die. You and your sons are going to be in the spirit world with me. Hey, and Saul was afraid, man. He was so afraid, man. That's what happens when you don't listen to the Most High, man. That's what happens when you don't listen to the Most High. And the woman came unto Saul and saw that he was so troubled, and said unto him, behold, thine handmaid have obeyed thy voice, and I have put my life in thy hand, and have hearkened unto the words which thou spakest unto me. Now therefore I pray thee, hearken thou also unto the voice of thy handmaid, and let me set a morsel of bread before thee, and eat, that thou mayest have strength when thou goest on thy way. That's crazy for you to know you're going to die the next day. And Saul knew that. He said, man, me and my sons are going to die tomorrow at war against the Philistines, uncircumcised nation. When you go into history, Saul killed himself. He said, I'd rather die than be killed by uncircumcised heathen. But he refused and said, I will not eat. But his servants together with the woman compelled him, and he hearkened unto their voice. So he arose from the earth and sat upon the bed. And the woman had a fat calf in the house, and she hasted and killed it, and took flour and netted it, and did bake unleavened bread thereof. And she brought it before Saul and before his servants, and they did eat. Then they arose up and went away that night. You know? So this thing is very serious, man. Very serious. Call all Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Shalom to the house of David, the 144,000, the church of the saints, men, women, and children that consist of the elect. It's all this satanic evil holidays to summon up the spirits. Issachar celebrating the Day of the Dead. Something very big's about to happen. These devils doing their witchcraft and sorcery. The weather's out of course. It's 70 degrees outside. And we're almost in November. You see that? And these devils, they're doing their shit, man. They're doing their witchcraft and sorcery and wickedness. These Edomites, these Rothschilds elites on the left-hand side. We priests on the right-hand side, the priests of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, are battling these devils, man. And battling these demons. Ephesians 6 and 10. Battling spiritual wickedness in high places. Darkness in high places, man. This is what we're battling. Shalom.